So ihe na-ekwu na bụ na concerning this girl, enwere ihe this man ọhụrụ o used over this girl, and the girl cannot even picture it. Now, apart from the money, so this girl probably out of self inferiority complex, overlook at what has happened, you know, this and that, the shame, the guilt. But if you ask me, this guy took a greater advantage of this naive girl. Also, no, mmadụ nwere ike sị gị na makwana my father na Dangote ga-akọ the same, so in ebe anwa o eziokwu ọ nwere ike ọ bụrụ na ọ na-eme ọnụ ọ bụrụ na ngara Abuja na ọkwa ihe anyị na we all watch Runs Girl on TV in Hollywood those days. Abuja was the highest place, so ọnụ ka o mere. Look at that girl. I'm not saying you can't judge anybody by the way they look, but look at, you know, you know. So all these things about and we're predator. Every time I come anywhere, I'll tell them, even here, you must not connect wherever you see. Look at how many times a church in a crusade all the time have they ever organized, you know, things to engage young people to have a one-on-one sessions. It's not about empowerment. Speak to them. Sometimes these people, some of them now fall into these situations because so many of them, the pressure they're even facing is from their parents. I can tell you for real. Some of them, their parents are pressuring them. So when they cry out, they only see the society. There's nobody, there's no definite. Now, where my concern about our people like the police, if there is a way, because I'm not really comfortable seeing them where a definite means to call. If a child is in distress, same way, a softer way, you know, to connect. There must be a code. I must not say, let there be a code. Teach these children. Like even now, and where if you see something like that at work, you can press your phone. You just say anything. Like the dog is out of the, you know, the cage. It's a code. Office codes it. They know I'm in danger. So these are some of the things I expect the church, the school, you know, to put in place. And then it gets to the police because sometimes they may not have access. And that's like in Docha. But these are small things. I like the fact not saying we're third party. But how active are they in other places? Because things are happening. I don't care for social media came. When you look beyond this, anyway, a lot of them most, you know. So yeah, Baba, I really like this thing. I wish I can stay more. I have another meeting. They're even calling me. Seriously, but I'm more concerned because of young people. You know, on a lot of damages and then we're in Yamaka. Because sitting here 1 or 2 in place. This crusade. Organize something, talk to young people. Because in Kibuzi Mother there's a deal on the high, you know, Carisian and keep as well. Eh? So that's just what
hurry. Let me ask you. Let me ask you before you go. You can mute your mic. Let's now move to what men are doing, because we've said what women are doing, their house help and everything. Now let's move to men. You referenced Odogwu and Asaba and Favor. That is the recent trend of what's happening. So are you saying that that was actually a proper case of abuse and not hookup gone wrong that people are saying it is? You know, following what happened, the chat, the girl's life. Are you saying that is typical abuse? Somebody was abused and she took her life because she was abused? Or are you saying that she took her life because a transaction failed? Over to you, my sister.
Okay, thank you. So, all depends. Nobody na like ijidoku may anyhow to suit them. We no longer look at somebody is a victim here, whether you like it or not. Now, Otu Inoyam Baba, assuming I look up to you because look at what you're doing. Whether you like it or not, I feel like you are somewhere above there, and I look up to you. It mom sim ne nekwa mobumbo gisigi nekwa 1 or 2 nchole ime. Forget the issue of will or consent now. This girl is a younger girl. Even when I'm counseling young people, you know, in relationship, I say No matter how wise you think you are as a woman, when you hear Chineke tie no mo, ko ga ba ogwa gi like this, dakwa. Ni si adog ma di si adog. Man ko yen woke ga ba sag like this. Omo, you know. So that's just so coming to this girl, like I said earlier, this guy have weighed everything around her before I'm not going to reach out. Now you I made this deal like this, like that, like that. Maybe because of all these things, now some things, obviously, like I'm the conversation. Why not screenshot the whole message from when they started? We didn't see that part. I want people to be logical about, before you make statement at all. Go on and read and, let's see the entire thing. So, concerning this girl, this man used over this girl, and the girl cannot even picture it. Now, apart from the money, so this girl probably out of self inferiority complex, overlook at what has happened, this and that, the shame, the guilt. But if you ask me, this guy took a greater advantage of this naive girl. Also, my father na Dangote ga the same so in eba always yoku. Oh my God, we all watch Ron's girl on TV, Nollywood those days. Abuja was the highest place. So look at that girl. I'm not saying you can't judge anybody by the way they look, but look at, So all these things about and we're praying, we're predator. Every time I come anywhere, I'll tell them, even here, you must not connect wherever you see. Look at, anyway, I don't even know what to say, but this matter, to be honest, I feel like the society needs to play a bigger role. Opposing her parents, opposing her, opportunity. If you are trying to get somebody, a young man was saying, I provide my younger sister everything. Now, this and that. It's not even enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. You need to sometimes. How many parents now say so moha? Where relationship between this girl and the parents, you probably would have said. And then on your wabu sister, how much advice? How exposed is the sister to even advise her to start with? So it's still within them. And to be honest with you, how much of the truth can one year one because I hate when people are playing victim. How much of the truth can the girl now? Do you know? So my conclusion in all this matter now. I'm a very young lady, thankfully, settled and all. But even when age range, at least 3 years. Can we can ask my uncle or him now women do you get? So this thing is a case of onya aside go this girl. Man or wear anything, so anything can go. In the issue of what was a blackmail. Now, possibility this girl, whatever she was demanding for, the matter would have died. There is still possible. That's why I never conclude. But then we are looking at the wrongs from because some of the girl no kito but on us. Now, but Koze de mezina. Oburozi ane jezi no onye nwura angu mani ha nyekuzina oze mezina. Onwere ihe dị na mmadụ si gị nyere ya if you can't help, ima na ahụ ga-eji igi, na you can't hold it, you dismiss it. Nne time. Or you pay me a certain amount of money. We go straight to business. Ihe abu on the girl mekwari approach from ihe otraba then ohubazia lapses or take advantage of it where banye imi oduzie na nke ndikwa na ndekwa all the girl mere onwe ya onwe onye si anwo. But I feel like inferiority complex. I feel like I lost this, I lost that, I didn't even get what so what's there to live for, and there's nobody to talk to, which isn't so. It's where we also need to come in about in case also abuse. To tell young people suicide is never the answer. Suicide is never an option. Your parents must not provide everything for you. Happens you But then kaigwa hana, no matter what one is going through, open a reliable source when you are this game we keep go. Trust me, open on we got the good friends. You know, they would have talked her out of it. She would have mentioned nekwa here chori men nekwa. Now I'm thinking this in asiata onye mbu. You might go something like that. E we kwa jakere coach appear ni me. But because someone on your trust enough, if you ask me, that's my own observation, right? So for the guy, all the wrong. It boy agawe bo gawara, and the advantage go take a big one. But who knows? Baba, I no go talk with you. I don't know because I know they at the end of the day I have for kaiji okuoku.
Umunnem na nwoke na ibiera bụ okwu ọnụ na real estate company na ibiera bụ okwu asị. Pine Leaf Estate and Properties bụ ọkaibe. Pine Leaf Estate and Properties bụ afọ n'anya ekwe.
Right? My own bụ Oze Mezina, Kai Murako. That's all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Dalorine. Ikenga, I got 1 year camera, I kind of feel you know, you are a man too. Because he take abuse, or they can work or kappa easy. Because you could boku sexual abuse. My lecturers now say what I kill Nabia before or pass you know, mental abuse, mandina abuse, boy. Chomatela yo onunoku dogwa saba nana favor this recent abuse thing. You know, what do you think about the situation? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so there's a reason why laws exist about certain things. Imana, most of our people, and I'm gonna just piggyback on what the previous speaker was saying about our people love blaming the victim, and the victim blaming is great when it's a woman. It speaks generally about how women are considered in the society. A typical runs girl does not buy themselves because a runs went bad. They go do another runs. I mean, what is 50,000? Like, now, looking at the father and looking at the mother, you could clearly tell the type of family that this girl comes from. They're talking about 7 million naira bill, hospital bill, and all that stuff. So this talks about what I'm talking about generationally and what poverty can sometimes do. Because the reason why I hate poverty is because it deprives people of choices and options. That's why somebody can be talking about virginity or no virginity, 10K and 50K. But I don't even know what 50K can buy, to be honest with you. And it's not because I'm trying to be obtuse about the reality of most Nigerians. What I'm saying is that for somebody who typically does runs, that, here with our here, oboro maka, from the conversations, again, now we don't have the full conversations, but from the conversations, clearly, there is a thing where imana onya no ginokburu oya nemena in your workplace boss me to one and I say, oh, why did you seduce me? If when Bill Clinton, for example, it's looked at from a position of power. This is a person that was kind of known on social media on the red pill side of the internet. So brought somebody that was like in obscurity or whatever, right? So there's a thing of, with the ego from this person. Now, she's obviously an adult by number, right? But the age gap is so, it's 22 years old. So that means there's a thing that a lot of Nigerian men, and I don't care how offended people are, women, I catch her young. You also saw from the comments that a matter of blame with the young lady. Now, a crime was, obviously now Obaigo, where this girl cannot wake up and tell us what happened. Ongo. Do you know the kind of traumatic thing that will have to happen? After copulating, you need drugs for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people also understand, forget that sometimes, at this situation, every single day in universities around Nigeria, old men, old enough to be grandfathers, sitting in front of, IMSU, sitting in front of wherever, just to take these children. And again, I'll bring poverty into it. If you're sending your child to school So yeah, I tell Nigerians all the time, if you don't have money to send your kid to school, then don't do that. Let them learn a trade or something. Why? Because my grandmother would say barrier where they have to now go and source for those things. Oh, my parents in Ano, they are in their 40s, 50s. No, check out one had in a college. Why would a 22-year-old be going out there? Or where you say go to your parents. So on a parents here na 10K India or India where 50K in. So these things now him even at the family level. You know, you got mamia wonye no na ekwu makwa akante nwoke no be ikpere na ekwu nwoke ibia. You know, obo na ndị police are big involved in this case. Nwoke ayicha no onye ya wono or say weteba di ego, because we've seen it happen. These type of cases in me or real abuse. A politician Umahi, for example. Now, I am na that one. The type of comments in the Nigerian live with that. I say, oh, run Sukoje. Ibrugoda shawo. Okay, make what is it called in Igbo? I'm having Idina Nike, right? Yeah. Okay, make Idina Nike. It is still a crime. Like the fact that somebody is a sex worker or for here because all transaction. Yes, I digi maka ijerira ahoge. Mana a crime commit a crime. Whether ne etrigi he meroga or abuse. So these are the things where, and we also neglect psychological abuse. And when you hear go one mad, umaka ni na man can think abuse you know, we're talking about the age gap now. Obugodi na this man, they were 20 years old, they were 22 years old, and the same thing happened. Oh yeah, the same thing. So abuse they go so cultural. This case, Gachakwana, I went to another case. I'm more focused on the house help, particularly because all Oga na watakre. These are minors. You got to go like favor or Brugodi 22, or the 20, I be 22 or something. Or Brugodi onye ya wono by the law they go adults. Those are the ones that I really focus on, and I focus on women issues a lot, just because because me, I'm woman for woman, mana nkobuna ha na metaro. Okwa muwa that same platform janye ha ka mmezikwa that same platform gwa ha na ihe a na-eme ụmụaka and ụmụnwaanyị Igbo now. The thing about it is like if we tie it into ụmụnwaanyị Igbo now, ọ bụ na ya eme ihe a ọ bịa bụrụ ihe eji mara ụmụnwaanyị Igbo. That's not a flex. Ọ bụrụ ihe anyị eji nwude proud. Ọ bụrụ ihe anyị eji ama ụmụnwaanyị Igbo as ndị asa, anyị amaka, we are industrious, we do all those other things, all those great things. But this one has now become the scarlet letter now, that whether we like it or not, on ha abịala ka ihe eji na-achọ ịma anyị, and I am standing in the gap of that and saying, it's not going to be on our watch. We will continue to speak on it, and we will continue to shine the light and support, ndị kwano like the police, ndị ministries, and in the agencies in Dobona.
Noya's Healthy Living PAP is a strategic response to a critical problem, malnutrition. An innovative program kicked off on August 3rd, 2024, with free distributions across the 21 local government areas of Anambra State. This purely organic supplement is designed to combat malnutrition among Anambra children. Due to its high demand, the distribution has been stepped down to community levels and made available to residents in all 326 primary health care centers in Anambra State, free of charge. Noya's Healthy Living PAP, beating malnutrition in Anambra State.